What happens if your marketing strategy for your MSP is not working? I'm going to be covering how to troubleshoot that, how to get the right answers, and think differently on what you're actually doing so that way you can see success. My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs with growth. That's it. We just help them grow. Sales training, marketing, business operations, consulting, all of that good stuff. That is what we are here to help you guys with. So before I get into today's video, I have to just mention this. It's just a part of the routine. There is a video description down below. I swap in and out links all the time. If you haven't checked it out in a while, you might want to go down there and check it out. That's the whole point of it. It's super helpful. And any links I talk about in the video, there will be links down below. Go check it out. And if you're on the podcast, MSP Heroes, there will also be links in the podcast description. So let's talk about your MSP marketing is just not working. You think you've tried everything, air quotes, and you're not getting new clients, you're not moving forward in this process, and you are kind of at a loss here because you might have spent money on ads, you might have spent money on designers, and you really just aren't moving the needle. And usually that needle is new customers, putting money in your pocket. So let's talk about the first thing. And this is everything in life, is you have to evaluate the current situation, the current strategy that you're going after. And when I was a fireman, it's the same thing. Before we actually go attack and do things in the fire, we do what's called a 360. We walk around the building and we look to make sure, hey, is it safe? Can we go in there? Obviously, it's not safe, but we're seeing what's going on in the building. What can we see from the outside that would tell us things to be aware of? Same thing with your marketing. You want to make sure that you are looking at your current strategy and seeing what's going on with your what's not connecting, right? And some things to look at throughout this process. Who is your target audience? This is the number one killer. Time. And I'd have more hair if this wasn't the problem, but because this is almost exclusively, no matter how many discovery calls I get on from new MSPs to super established MSPs that are all complaining about the exact same thing, my marketing isn't working. Who is your target audience? Clearly knowing who your target audience is, or building packages and building a marketing funnel for a target audience is super important. The amount of people, the amount of businesses that are not doing that is astronomical. If you have to figure out who your target customer actually is, your target audience. Otherwise, the rest of the marketing is not going to work. After you know who that is, what is the value proposition of what you are actually offering? Obviously, we offer tech support in the MSP world. So why you do it? It's a huge amount of profit in there. But what is the value that the customer sees in it? And are you effectively communicating that to your target customer? And then third is, what channels are you attacking your target customers? Are they working? Are they not working? More than likely, if you're watching this video and you've made it this far, it might not be working. And by the way, if you've made it this far in the video, like, subscribe, and notify, even on the podcast MSP Heroes. A little review, a little follow, always appreciated. But what channels are you actually using to get to these people? Because if you don't know who your customer is, you don't know the value proposition that you're offering, and last but not least, you're not reaching them in the appropriate channels, of course, your marketing is going to fail. Look, I can't say guaranteed, but like 99.99999% chance it's not going to work. You have to be able to know the channel that your target market is existing in, show them the value that you are actually delivering, and then have it hit the right person, and it makes for a beautiful symphony of growth. But if you don't have those three, you're never going to move forward. So how do we know that your marketing is failing, and what can we actually measure to make sure it's going in the right direction? After we covered, in my opinion, the three most important things is you have to analyze the data. At the end of the day, without data, you can't make a business decision. I don't care what business you are in, especially in the MSP world, without good data. How many employees are, how many tickets are my employees closing? Are they putting in 8 hours of billable time? Are they putting in 4 hours of billable time? You have to be able to analyze and have metrics and KPIs, key performance indicators. Now, thankfully, your RMM and PSA tools are going to have a ton of data in them. That's the best. But if you're not getting new customers, you have to look at the marketing in front of that, right? They're taking care of the back of the house. They've already bought, right? You obviously want to make sure they're working effectively, but we're talking about the front of the house here, the bringing the customer in. If you don't have solid metrics and data and KPIs to look at these things, there's no way you can ever calculate a return on your investment, an ROI. That's just basic math. If you're like, hey, Harrison, I spent a ton of money on Facebook. Okay, that's cool. Well, what are we measuring for? Did we find the right target? Did we have a good value proposition? Are we hitting them in the right channels? If the answer is yes to all three of those, what metrics are we actually looking at? Are we looking at traffic? Are we looking, where are we driving these people to, right? That big value in there. But you can't tell if it's working or not working if you're not looking at the data month after month after month. I have a bunch of coaching clients, especially the ones that are advertising. It is the first thing that we look at all the time. What does our growth trend look like? Both organically, Google Search Console, actually on the website, Google Analytics, but then taking it one step further. Google Ads, Facebook ads, where is the money going? Who are we hitting? What's converting and what's not converting? Without data, you might run 10 different Facebook ads. Guess what? If only 2 of them are performing great and you might have the same budget for all of them, you won't know that unless you look at the data for you to say, hey, I'm just using an arbitrary number, $100 a day. 2 of the ads are killing it and the other 8 of them are not, and I'm spending $10 on each one. Well, if the KPIs and the metrics aren't there, scrap them and focus on the other 2. Or divvy up your budget in another way. But that's a super easy way, and start reading that data. Start absorbing that data. Is the SEO that you're doing working? Are you seeing results? If not, why? Things to consider. Are you not getting found by Google? Is it just not connecting with your target customer and your pages aren't converting? That is data that you need. Those are the key metrics that you need, those key performance indicators to show, hey, our marketing sucks or our marketing is great. And if it sucks, with the data, you can start to figure out, hey, this is where we should start optimizing and working. Next is going to be auditing your content. And I know somebody's going to hate me for this one because this is a true self-reflection. If you do a lot of this yourself, totally understandable. Most business owners do in the beginning and for a while. But if you're looking at this yourself, right, you got to look at the content from a 30,000 foot view. Is this truly, and ask your existing customers what they want to see. Is it relevant to them? Is it good quality? What's going on? Is it benefiting them in any way? If your target customer, or you think your target customer says, not really helpful, I don't know what to tell you other than you're going to have to just suck it up and start to change things. I know that my content is quite good. While I don't edit my stuff, if you haven't figured that out by now, you guys leave comments on my videos. Great video, super helpful. Can't believe your channel isn't famous yet. This is crazy. I love your Discord. Your community is killer. I love watching your videos. I watch them for 2 hours every single day. These are real things that I've heard, by the way, just throwing that out there. But that's how I know I'm doing a good job. If nobody comments and nobody likes my video, I know that that video sucked. If there's no views in the video, guess what? The video is horrible. Okay, I now need to know, what can I do better? What questions are people asking? It's the exact same process in your business. If you're not getting the attention on social media, you're going to have to look in a mirror and say, is this really what my client wants? You have to audit your content. Is it relevant? Is it of good quality? Are they enjoying it? Would they look for that on Google? Some search engine optimization? Does it benefit them? Have a serious reflection. And the best part is when you ask them, that brings me to my 4th point, you're going to get feedback. And feedback is tremendous. Feedback from your target customers or existing customers about, hey, that was really good, is the best. In the Discord, you guys actually tell me, Harrison, can you make a video about this? How long does it take to start an MSP? I'm thinking about starting an MSP. What legal documents do I need? You guys are telling me what I need to go create. Your customers ask you. They're not writing it in on your YouTube unless you do a lot or your social media, but you're probably talking to them. You're more than likely going to be talking to them on a fairly regular basis. Hopefully you're having quarterly meetings at the least, and get the feedback. They'll tell you, dude, that content that you made, super helpful. That was the best. Oh, I love going to your Facebook and just learning and staying up to date on technology because it's super helpful for our business. If they're not telling you that and you're wondering why your marketing isn't working, there's your metric. They're not explaining it to you. They're not giving you the feedback you need to perform. Hey, if I was to make content, what would be really valuable to you guys as far as technology goes? And they'll go make that content. They're going to tell you what they want you to actually make. That's the coolest part about it. And if all of that is not working for you, like Harrison, you got to give me more. You got to adjust what you're doing. It just might not be working. Some people don't have the ability to go on camera and make 5 videos a week. Totally understand that, by the way. It took me a very long time to get here. Specifically, just about 600 to 700 pieces of content for me to get comfortable on camera. First time, shaking. Normal. You have to adjust your approach in whatever you're doing. You have to start experimenting, which is literally how this YouTube channel started. I was like, I know a bunch of stuff about MSP stuff. Let me make videos for people and hopefully that helps them. And then you guys were like, this is super helpful. Please make more content. So I did. That's exactly how that happened, right? And you have to adapt. You might have to pivot. If your marketing isn't working, but you love working in a certain industry, figure out either what they want, run tests, right? See, hey, if I was to do this, would this be helpful? And if your marketing just isn't working, it's okay to pivot. You can work in more than one industry. I just don't want people working in 100 industries. You'll go crazy trying to learn every industry there is and every software there is. Pick 1, 2, or even 3. Your marketing should crush one of them. If you're striking out completely in all of those, you might want to just hire somebody for marketing. That's just kind of how it goes. You just might not have the eye for it, and that's totally fine as well. Now, last but not least, is you got to leverage some automation, leverage your tools. And those tools, personally, as you guys all know, I love Go High Level. It comes with MSP Heroes for those of you that are wondering, but you have to have good tools. You have to have a CRM. You have to be able to automate certain things. And what I mean by that is they go to a Facebook ad. Okay, well then what's next? They're going to go to a landing page. Okay, well, what does that landing page actually look like? Can we get data? Can we A/B test it? Can we put variations side by side? Can we figure out what would convert more people? After that, are they going to book a meeting? Are they going to go through a marketing funnel? Are they going to get a series of emails? What happens next? You have to understand that. Go High Level does a lot of that for you. HubSpot on the premium versions does that for you. When I say premium, like $800 a month, you need their marketing pro to do this. Salesforce Pardot, you have Pipedrive, you have ActiveCampaign. They're all market. You have to find a CRM and marketing platform. Otherwise, you need a marketing platform like Aweber. These are super important for you to know about. You have to start leveraging those automations. And as you do, for example, in Go High Level or HubSpot, they're going to be able to give you reports that are going to show you your performance, your key performance indicators, all of those important areas to make sure you're doing the best you possibly can do. That way, at the end of the day, you know, hey, that $1,000 we spent on Facebook, it's working. We're getting leads. We got 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 leads from it. Why? Did we hit the right target customer? Did we show them a really valuable content? And did we hit them in the right channel? We knocked out all 3 of those. Perfect. They went to the landing page. They converted over. They went to they got whatever they were looking for, whether it's a meeting or a white paper. They got all of our emails. They said, hey, this is really good. And then they decided I should reach out and call. That's the dream. That's your marketing funnel. And if your marketing's not working, I guarantee you your problem or your solution to the problem is found in this video. It's not as hard as you think it is, but most people are going about it completely completely wrong. You have to know who your target market is. You have to be able to show good value or a solid value proposition, and you have to understand the channel that they are finding you in and how they interact with your content, with your landing pages, with your offers, and all of that, so that way they can actually come into your ecosystem, say, hey, I want to do business with you, and put money in your pocket. If you've made it this far, I hope you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, even if you're listening on the MSP Heroes podcast. Other than that, I love the heck out of you guys. I will see you guys on the next video. Until then, bye.